Let's get ready to rumble!
What a performance that was!
Wonderful viewers out there. It's time for Sportsville. My name is George Aluo. We are set to give you the best of sports on TV as we do here every week. And my colleagues are here. Tony Ubani is here and Oluchi Tobechukwu. We are set to give you the best of sports. And let's tell you that we'll be moving from one league venue to the other. We want to give our league the best of attention. From Shagamu, we were in Benin. The entire Sportsville crew went to Benin to watch the midweek game, cover the midweek game between Kwara United and Bendel Insurance. So it's a holistic package here where we talk about the Nigerian Professional Football League because we want to be part of the league development and hope you enjoyed the first Grand Slam of the season that ended just today out there in Melbourne. Roger Federer, they lost out, Serena lost out, and Roger Federer said he's now going to focus on the clay court in Estoril, Portugal in April. That's how we'll start the show. After this break, when I come back, I'll introduce my guest. Like I told you, Tony is here, baby of the house, Oluchi Tobechukwu is here, and after this break, we'll come back and give you the top news. Don't go away. It is Sportsville, your #1 sports show on television.
Hi guys, I'm Ray Parler from Arsenal and England. Please watch Sportsville.
All right, welcome back. Before we go to top news, let me quickly welcome my colleagues. Antonio Ubani is here, set to fire on all cylinder. Like I said, he was in Benin with me and my producer, Tayo Ogunsheye. That was where Bendel Insurance hosted Kwara United. On that note, let me welcome Tony and welcome Ubani. Tony, welcome to Sportsville.
Thank you so much, George, and of course, welcome our very esteemed viewers.
And Tony, did you eat monkey in Benin?
No, George. Monkey, you call it monkey. It's monkey.
Monkey.
I don't eat monkey. Monkey.
Okay.
It was an experience being in Benin.
Good experience.
And, it just brought back emotions. Things knowing that Benin was somehow a citadel of sports. And it has always been. I think the revival has started. With the current administration of Governor Baseki and the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Honorable Philip Shaibu, and indeed that of the FA chairman, talking about our own Frank Elaboya.
Okay, Tony, before we talk even about insurance and the Nigerian Professional Football League, you saw the Melbourne, the very first Grand Slam of the year. Serena Williams was beaten. Most of you were rooting for her. I know Salami was talking about Serena going to win another Grand Slam and all that. But she lost out. And the Murray maybe calling it quits and all that. How did you enjoy the Grand Slam?
Yeah, George, it's a Grand Slam. It's just for tennis lovers. It's just all the Grand Slams are things that hold everybody, spellbound. And if you talk about Serena Williams, you know that she has done what so many people, even singles, people who are not married, could not do. So that's why when you talk about Serena, it is a lot of actions. And of course, we saw her coming back very strongly. Despite the fact that she has
and her attire,
she has usual. Put one, yeah, and
Serena third.
It's a spectacle. It's a spectacle, and it's a business all the same time. Serena combines beauty, with business
and fashion,
and of course, she holds people spellbound. Makes tennis very interesting, and you could just see that there is still so much power in her. What the Ghanaians will call more fire.
More fire.
I think Serena, has a lot of things to do because she's disciplined.
Okay,
I think discipline is the key.
Okay, we'll see more of her in the subsequent Grand Slams. The Australia Open was the first for the year, and tennis fans they look forward to it. On that note, let me welcome baby of the house, Oluchi Tobechukwu. She's warming up to hit the soccer temple in Agege, where the women's Super 4 finals will be ending this afternoon.
Thank you so much, George. It's a pleasure to be here. I was just looking at you while Tony was analyzing Serena, and her very skillful way that she plays. And I also saw that you were trying to gauge him to one corner. Is it the outfit that Tony was trying to analyze, or her power play? But it's all fun. She has massive followers, and she's a great player, one of the greatest blacks player, to have come to prove to all that the black race can also play tennis. I think whatever errors, or lack of concentration, we must give it to her that we have a good player.
All right, we have a good player, Serena Williams. She may not have won the one in Melbourne, but she is a wonderful player. On that note, let's go straight to top news. Let's give you the top news for the week so that you follow all the things that are happening in the world of sports. Let's start by telling you that 12 teams have concluded plans to participate in the first ever Scrabble League to be organized in the country, tagged the Mind Games International Scrabble Premier League. They will be doing battle in that Mind Games International Scrabble Premier League. Games will be played across 5 matches starting from March 5 to 15. I think this is a good one for the game of Scrabble, Oluchi.
Yes, sir. It's like I always say, we have a whole lot of mind games, and this is one game that we struggled. We spoke about it here in this program, and we made sure that they were given attention.
And they need to encourage Scrabble,
and
yes.
They need to encourage them. Competitions like this coming up, and different centers like that, we have a whole lot of people to catch on. I've always emphasized that the attention shouldn't be on football alone. Lesser sports are there that you can pick a whole lot of kids on a block there, and it will also help them even while they are in school.
Okay, to help them even while they're in school. And as I speak with you now, Tony is even playing Scrabble here in the studio. Let's go now from Scrabble. Let's tell you that a presidential candidate in the 2019 election, as well as a marathon runner, talk about Omoyele Sowore, has been confirmed as one of the speakers at the 2019 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon Media Seminar. The media seminar is one of those the tournament events that have been put together by the organizers of the Lagos City Marathon that will be coming up on February 1. The seminar is actually built to take place on Monday, January 28. That is tomorrow at the sports bar of the Teslim Balogun Stadium. And who says that is not a big one? The presidential candidate in Sowore coming to deliver and be part of that seminar. And the seminar will locally have Dr. Kweku Tando, the executive chairman of Lagos State Sports Commission, Bukola Olopade, the one we call Zokes. He is the brain behind this city marathon as consultant, and Rosalie Nenyenike, a marathoner, and many others. They will all be there to talk in this seminar that will be preceding the big event itself. And the Tonys of this world are warming up to be part of the marathon race. Tony, I think this is a good one.
Yours sincerely, Tony. I will be there. I will present the paper. I will also talk on the media and the coverage.
Is it to talk? Are you going to run on February 1?
Yes, George, you know that when I talk, I also do.
You do?
Talk and I do.
Talk like Tony will be talking alongside the presidential candidate. Tony, I think this is a good one that Sowore is coming to talk on this as part of this seminar.
Yeah, George, without being political, I think it's really very, very good, for us to have a presidential somebody like that, a youth. He has always been there. That's why it's a different thing. So we are not in any way trying, to either favor or to do anything. Once it comes to sports, this young man has always identified himself with sports.
Okay, kudos to organizers of Lagos City Marathon. That seminar, like I told you, will be coming up tomorrow at the sports bar of the Teslim Balogun Stadium. And there will be a lot of food and drinks. You can imagine a situation where a seminar is taking place in a sports bar. What to expect? Okay, away from marathon now, let's come to football, and let's tell you that Flying Eagles captain Ukuwem Udo says that the main target of the national team, talk about the team tutored by Paul Agbogu, is to win the Under-20 Nations Cup out there in Niger Republic. That competition runs from February 2 to 17, and they are sure to pick a ticket to Poland later in the summer. The young Eagles will, however, have to navigate their way in Group A, which comprises of host Niger Republic, South Africa, and Burundi. Don't forget that this young man who is the captain of the team, talk about Kwem, is the wing back of Enyimba Football Club of Aba, and he is taking the continental experience to the Flying Eagles. Well, that's been football for you in our top news. I hope you have enjoyed the top news, and I want to say thank you to my producer Tayo Ogunsheye for putting that together. From there now, let's talk about the Nigerian Professional Football League, the Abridged League, and like I told you, we were in Benin midweek. Myself, Tony Ubani, and my producer, we saw Kwara United against Insurance, and at the end of the day, good officiating. We must say kudos to the man that was at the center and his 2AR. Good game we watched. It ended in a goalless draw, and Insurance got what was supposed to be a goal late in the second half, but in the wisdom of the referee, it was not a goal. And at the end of the day, we want to say big kudos to fans of Insurance out there at the University of Benin Stadium. They did not react negatively or like what we saw in Shagamu, and that is the kind of spirit we want to take into the Nigerian Professional Football League. And at the end of the day, we spoke with the man that has been driving, motivating Insurance, talk about the de facto captain of the team, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu. He spoke with us. He shared his thought on the way forward for Insurance, the plans of Edo State government moving forward. Talk about this team that has returned to the top flight of Nigerian football after being in the doldrum for 11 years. Let's start with this interview. When we come back, we'll continue with the Nigerian Professional Football League.
Have a very young team, and the team that we only have 1 week after the Super 8, and he has to just rush into professional, so we didn't have time to go on tour to recruit new players. So, but the good news is that we have a very young team that is ready to play. And today's game was not a disappointment. It was very, very good. If not for the referee's mistake, we actually won the game, because the goal you disallowed was not an offside goal. Look at it, both sides, and electronics are there now to be able to check. But you cannot rule out human mistake. The referee made a mistake, and it cost us home victory. So that means the boys are good. For us, we will do everything possible to be professional. If you watch the game today, we were able to get the crowd to be professional. The chairman Sport Commission, we gave him that mandate to have meetings with different category of fans, including those that we know can create problem on the pitch, especially when they feel the referee has cheated them. Throughout the week, we spend time having meetings in different segments also. It's fan base, to lecture them and let them know the implication of certain actions that they take and why they must let the game be truly a sport that it is. If we win, we should appreciate God, and also the sportsman like in winning. If we lose or draw, we should also play the same, have the same spirit of sportsman to appreciate that it's not every time we win or it's not every time we draw. So today was a test of that mobilization and lecture and training and appeal that we have made to these fans. Because ordinarily, with such a goal that they needed being disallowed, there will have been a riot. You can see even when they were shouting on their seat. Nobody threw anything, nobody left his seat. And after everything, they come. And after the game, you can see the referees walk out, nobody insulted them. Even all we have to, the home team, we should come with them for them to leave peacefully. That's what we are going to do throughout this. But also LMC should know that there's a limit to provocation. We will try our best to make sure all our home matches and away our fans leave. But we should make the league really profession. Today I just see it as maybe a human mistake. I don't want to blame the referee because he tried his best all through the game until that mistake. So I want to believe it's a mistake and it's human. And we pray that such human mistake will not cause us to next time. So I want to really appreciate you. But good thing I know about my boys is that they have one spirit. That spirit is we can never lose. They have that spirit that we can never lose. We must always pray. And they on their self and their own are giving me a target that we will win and we will not lose any match. So, and I believe them that they will not lose any match. Our target is to be among the Super 6 because we have the medicine of winning anything super. So, so we have the medicine of winning anything super. So our target now is to just be in the Super 6 so that at the end we will be in the Continental. That Continental is our target. The government has given us that target and the players are actually eyeing the Continental. The good people and all of you that are fans of Bendel Insurance are also eyeing that Continental. And we pray that there will be window for us to really prepare the team, to beef up the team and make it stronger than it is today. And like Coach said, none of our players will be dropped or will instead them up. But the team that we have is the team of the future and that we are not able to leave any of the boys to go. Apart from the captain, the oldest among these boys is around 19 years. The oldest among the apart from the captain is 19. So we have an under 16, under 17, under 19 team. And if you watch today with Kwara United, it was as if Kwara United were playing with their junior brothers or younger brothers. And so that is the kind of team we have. In another 2-3 years, we will have the majority of them play in the Super Eagles or in the Flying Eagles under 20 or under 17. When we started, many people wrote them off. And I was telling them, like the coach was always telling me, these boys, very soon I will see these boys. In another 1 or 2 years, Nigeria will know these boys. But when I go to their training, highly skilled boys, very, very skilled. And they have a future. Insurance next match is Tornadoes and Wiki Terrorists. They will be doing a long talk and pray that they are specialists in away matches. And I'm sure they will not bring anything less than 2 or 4 points back home.
Right, welcome back. That was Honorable Philip Shaibu speaking to us in Benin after the game between Bendel Insurance and Kwara United. And one thing we took away from that game, I personally took away, is the fact that the behavior of the fans, fantastic, and then the fact that insurance went for stewards, the kind of thing we see in leagues outside this country. Stewards that face the crowd from the very start of the game till the end, and I think that is the kind of security we need. Not actually gone welding policemen or civil defense men who will equally watch even as referees are being beaten. We were, like I told you, in Shagamu. Let's bring you this exclusive clip from the game between the same insurance and Remo Stars. right, welcome back. You saw those clips from Benin and then the clips from Shaibu, and you can now compare and contrast. Tony, moving forward, I think what we actually need is security at match venues.
Just, I think the comment of insurance is, you know, a very good one. You know, just coming at the right time. Insurance have been away from the top flight league, you know, for 11 years. And surprisingly, a team, you know, with that type of name, with that type of supporters base, you know, coming back and bringing innovations to the league. I think the LMC should equally endeavor to watch insurance matches, because it was surprising, you know, what I saw at the University of Benin this season. You know, we talked about it, talked about stewards, you know, that were all around the stadium, and there was no way anybody, any fan could have jumped in, you know, without those people, you know, getting hold of them. And what really, you know, tickled me was the fact that throughout the match, none of the stewards, you know, looked back. That can only be obtained from Europe, America, outside Nigeria. I've never seen it, even at the national level when the Super Eagles play. Policemen will always, they will even join when Musa scores. They will enter the pitch, they will carry him up. As in, George, what we have seen in insurance is something that we can see at the national level. That's lesson number one. And lesson number two is that it did not come on its own. There was a lot of education. There was a lot of things that was put into practice. The deputy governor told us, Dudu Orume was involved, Frank Elaboye was. They preached over all Benin. They told people that insurance are back in the league. We should not disrupt. We should not attract fines. And just the way they behaved was, as in, it's a place where you can say, go to the stadium and watch with your family. That's exactly what we're looking for. And that's the only way that fans, football fans, can start coming
back to the stadium. Exactly. And I hope insurance keeps that, because this was just their first game, and I hope they keep it that way all through the season. Although the deputy governor told us that it's going to be that way, let's hope that it will remain that way. Let's not tell you that there are matches today. In Group A, you can see the pair is there, Wiki Tourists taking on Sunshine Stars, Lobby Stars against Kwara United. Then in Group B, the big one will be Yobe Desert Stars versus Atlas. I say it's big because Atlas are yet to drop a point since the start of the season. Will they continue in that stead? And Abia Warriors that have just banked back will be taking on Gombe United at the stadium in Umuahia. So that are the pairings. And only looking at what the league hold for us so far, are you impressed with what you have seen?
Yes, you've seen that so far a whole lot of the clubs are under pressure. I am not surprised with what is happening, because when you have a league that at the end of the day 4 teams from each group are going to go down, everybody
that is that desperation.
Everybody wants to do everything, you know, to make sure that they are on top. Referees are under pressure, fans are impatient, LMC, they're on their toes, people are juxtaposing the different fines given to the different clubs that commits almost the same offense. And I think it's also good. Teams like Bendel Insurance, they are very proactive, having seen what has happened in the past weeks, and they've taken a coup. They don't want that to happen. They don't want to be banished. They want to play their games at home. They want to remain in the elite division. Nasarawa United also lost at home and held in
exactly.
You know, so we want teams to learn how to accept defeat when it comes, even if it's at home. You can also go away and pick up a draw like Insurance did, you know, when they played against Remo. I think it's going to be a tough league compared to the ones that we've experienced, but at the end of the day, you know, next season when we now revert back to how the leagues is being run,
the 20-team format,
everybody will just settle down.
Okay, Tony, one team that was started with a whole lot of promise at the pre-season was Aqua United, but 3 games they went, they've not won a game. They lost against Academy at home. They went away, drew with Kano Pillars, came back home again, and drew with Plateau United. 2-2 it ended. What is happening to Pombasi's Aqua United?
George, it's that's why it's football. It has no head, it has no tail.
Tail.
And I must tell you that before this league started, Aqua United were among the top clubs that people were looking forward to, you know, for them to perform. And that's not writing them away.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes misfortune comes, and sometimes you remove the miss, and then it becomes a fortune. And I believe, you know, that with time, that indeed, you know, that Aqua United will overturn the table and then, you know, bounce back, you know, very, very, you know, massively, George.
Okay, Aqua United, they did a lot of recruitment and were out keeping a tab on Aqua United. They are going away today against Nasarawa United, and that is a team that lost to Heartland. So how would they fare against Nasarawa United? That is a tough one. And as I speak with you now, the LMC has decided to temper some justice with some mercy on Plateau United. Rather than play their remaining away games in Ilorin, they've now been told to go closer home, and they will play the last 2 home games in Lafia. I think Plateau United hope by the time they return to Jos, they will not continue to misbehave. Well, let's take a break now. I hope you're enjoying Sportsville. When we come back, we'll give you the upcoming events. My producer is telling me to fast track it. I hope you're enjoying Sportsville. All right, welcome back. We're coasting home now, but before we leave the studio, let's give you the upcoming events. Let's start from February 2 to 3. The Scrabble Classic, the one they call NSPC 6, will be taking place from February 2 to 3. And then February 2 to 17, the 2019 African Under-17 Nations Cup will be coming up in Niger Republic. And like we told you, Nigeria's own Flying Eagles will be there doing battle with the host Niger Republic, South Africa, in a bid to pick a ticket to Poland 2019, the big one. Talk about the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. And then February 8 to March 10, you talk about FIBA Africa Basketball League. And then February 3, CAF Confederations Cup. And our own Rangers have been paired in Group B, very tough group. They will be facing 2 Tunisian giants, Etoile de Sahel and CS Fasien, and then Salitas of Burkina Faso. And they will be starting that group stage with the game against Salitas of Burkina Faso. That will be February 3 at the Cathedral, the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu. I hope you follow all those upcoming events. That's the show. We want to say big thank you to Baby of the House, Oluchi Tobes, to Bechuku. It's time for you to run to the soccer temple in Agege for the Super 4.
You just nicked it in the board. We have to get going to the soccer temple Agege and enjoy viewers at home. If you have the chance, you can join us and watch the best of women's football.
I'm joining you. They say it's she football. I'm going to be part of that she football. Tony, see you next week.
Thank you so much, and indeed, Oluchi, wish you the best. As in, our female football is growing, with our own Mama Sports, Aisha Falode, doing a very wonderful job. Super 4, a place to be today, George.
Are you going to Agege with us? Or you play
I enjoy the
football?
company of she football. She footballers.
She footballers. All right, that's the show. I hope you have enjoyed Sportsville. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye and God bless.